And now, live in studio, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. He's a successful entrepreneur, published author, top listing agent, a real estate and finance expert that goes to bat for you every day as a consumer advocate. Your host and the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes.
Yes, here we are again, another day committed to being your consumer advocate. It's all about you, our listening audience, our radio audience, TV show as well, out there with the Consumer Quarterback Show. We want to help you win in any marketplace. That's the number one goal of our show here, is educating you as your consumer advocate. Over 80 categories of show content here, all driven by our local expert contributors that we bring on the show. We bring on attorneys, CPAs, financial advisors, all types of home-related services, health and wellness, nutrition, lots of ways that we can help you here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. But it's up to you to engage with us. We'd love for you to reach out to us, 813-670-7372.
You used to call me on my cell phone.
Give us a call on our hotline or check out our website, consumerqb.com. Consumerqb.com. You can see links there to all of our expert contributors. Check out some of our previous show content. And of course, all the contact information for our expert contributors is there as well. And it's all about helping you win in any marketplace. Of course, my wife and I own and operate the real estate team at the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. So we want to help you win in your real estate business, buying, selling, or investing. We would love to talk to you. And save the date. We got a really awesome event coming up here to Tampa Bay, benefiting the Wounded Warriors. We got Ken Shamrock coming back in town, as well as Tampa's own Antonio Tarver. So Ken Shamrock's a UFC Hall of Famer, WWF wrestling legend, and he's also launched recently the Valor BK bare knuckle fighting. We got Antonio Tarver, 5-time world boxing champion and star of the Rocky sequel as well. He's a movie star as well with Sylvester Stallone, coming here in town. We're going to be hosting this at Florida Firearms Academy in Tampa, kind of that Oldsmar area of Tampa, right off of Tampa Road and West Hillsborough Avenue there. And we've got Wednesday, January 8th, 7 to 10 p.m. VIP meet and greet opportunities available. DJ, food, networking, all types of fun entertainment as well. Tickets are available on eventbrite.com as well. Now, we got an all-star lineup here today. We got Fred Muth in studio. Welcome back, sir.
Well, I'm so glad to be here, especially to share the mic with Travis. How you doing, Travis?
I'm doing fantastic, sir.
Good. Hey, I want to talk about permits today.
Permitting.
Is that a 7-letter bad word in your business, too?
Oh, it can be. It's a little challenging sometimes.
Well, in all honesty, it's starting to get a little better. And I don't really want to say this and jinx myself or jinx the industry, but they are starting to move out a little quicker. 6 months ago, I couldn't make that statement.
Hey, that's good. We got to improve right here.
Yeah, we're getting them better. And quicker, that is. And same thing with the homeowners associations. We're having less concerns with the HOAs, with the homeowners. Homeowner wants a screen room. We're not building bridges. They want a screen room. And, the red tape and everything you got to go through before you put the thing into process for construction. By the time the construction begins, you're completely worn down.
Yeah, exactly.
with the HOAs and the permitting.
Oh, man, it wears you down. It does. Tampa Screens and Aluminum. Fred Muth in the house. Travis McIntire, 3D Solar. Welcome back, sir.
Thanks, sir. Good afternoon. Proud to be here. Proud to represent 3D Solar and the solar industry in general.
Yeah, absolutely. So a lot of things happening in that space.
Business is booming. Absolutely.
Yes.
They're saying by 2023, we'll have over 14 gigawatts will be installed annually. So we're starting to get some traction out there. It's really nice to see.
That's awesome. Yeah, 3D Solar as well. Tampa Bay Business Journal's top Fast 50, they call it. You guys were at number 8 last year, was
Number 8. Yeah, we want to see that grow next year. I'd love to see number 2, number 1. And that's up to the people in the room looking back at you and at the work meetings and at the functions and people, working as a team and coming together. It's really nice to see. I'm proud to be a part of it.
Love it. All right, this segment's brought to you by Bilmar Beach Resort on Gulf Boulevard and Treasure Island. The official hotel partner of the Consumer Quarterback Show is the Bilmar Beach Resort on beautiful Treasure Island, Florida, filled with fantastic and generous amenities to make your vacation that much more special. And they also have business trips as well. If you're planning a business trip, they've got room for your business functions. Weddings is on the beach as well, and family getaways, local staycations. They've got the standing ovations going on right now as well. Bilmar Beach Resort, the official hotel partner of the Consumer Quarterback Show. Make sure you let them know the Real Estate Quarterback sent you. Take them up on special offers and incentives just by mentioning that you're a fan of the Consumer Quarterback Quarterback Show. And we got a couple of hot listings here for this segment. I want to let you know about some property that we've got for sale in Palm Harbor. This one's 516 Alternate 19. Perfect commercial location here. This is a great opportunity for a business owner who's tired of throwing money away to rent. Buy this vacant land, build a beautiful building. Now you're building up equity in your business, and the owner has plans for a building that she's planned as well. 516 Alternate 19, and check out the beautiful photography compliments of Fabre Frameworks. I love how they frame it in there, and you've got the intercoastal waterways there in the background as well. You can see from the aerial drone photography there at Alt 19 in Palm Harbor. And we've got 5822 Schooner Way in Tampa as well. Beautiful 2-story home, waterfront with bay access. So you got a freshwater lake filled with lots of bass and great fishing, but also access to the bay there at 5822 Schooner Way with a completely remodeled, beautiful property, 4 bedrooms, 2.5 bath, fully updated 2nd-story master, and large lanai area as well. So check out all of our real estate properties at PlatinumMVPTeam.com. All right, Fred Muth in the house, a.k.a. the Tin Man here. So we talk about these screen rooms, these additions to the property, adds value to the real estate, makes the home just that much more homey, if that's a word, right?
It's the in-between space. Let's not forget that.
In-between.
That's your term.
In-between space.
Boy, I use it every day. I love it.
Yeah.
People say, where'd you find that? I said, I just made it up. No, I didn't. You know, I have to disclose.
Yeah.
Anyway, I ran into the outside of the studio there, and I mentioned that we really haven't slowed down as much as I thought we would by this time of the year. Still coming at us. The reviews of the company is what really acquires most of the leads. We're getting hit with a tremendous amount of leads still.
That's awesome, man.
And it's based on the reviews, not me. The reviews. Of course, I'm part of the action, but you take Richard and Ricky and Virgil. He's the field measure man. I've mentioned these people quite often. Diana in the office. There isn't a problem that comes across her desk that is not resolved in a timely manner and correctly. So I always say that it's a very well-oiled machine, Tampa Screens and Aluminum. If it wasn't, I couldn't work with them.
Yeah, absolutely. Educational, consultative approach as well as what you talk about when you're speaking.
That's a thing. When the old cliche in sales, keep it simple. Mm-hmm. Sorry, it doesn't work in construction. Okay, don't complicate it, but be explicit as to what's going to go on with the project.
Yes,
and it's not that difficult. Like I say, they're screen rooms. They're fairly basic, but there's several concepts that you like to cover with the homeowner. The homeowner should know before they get into the project, and I just feel obligated to disclose all of that. My best customers are the ones that come at me with a list of questions, and boy, when I see that, I am so pleased because they've done their homework. They're not going to be surprised on the back end, and that's the worst thing in construction.
Absolutely.
When something goes not correct and there's a big surprise on the back end. Would you agree, Travis?
Fred, I would agree with that 100%. Absolutely.
Surprise is not what we want to hear.
Exactly. Let me ask you a question. When a pool company, like I was thinking too, we need to get a pool company in here to talk about some of the different things. Great time of year to start construction on a pool, have it ready for the spring. When a pool company puts in a pool, do they sell those packages, or do they call you as well? Do they refer to you?
Well, quite often we get the referral from the pool contractors, and there's several pool contractors that we work with that do the package. It all depends on how they want to sell it, and pool companies are. I've worked with so many over the years, and the thing is with a pool company, once you get involved with them, you have to respect their timing. That's the toughest part with a pool company because I think there's 8 contractors on the project, and it starts with digging the hole, then putting in the steel for the shell. Nobody knows when the next guy's going to show up or be completed. That's why pool projects take so long.
8 different.
I think there's at least 8.
Wow.
You have excavators, you got steel guys, you got concrete guys, you have paver guys, you have. I say guys, it's just a cliche as well.
Yeah.
You have electricians, you have plumbing, and everybody has to be, in sync, and that's the toughest part.
Wow.
Whereas with our company, with the cage, basically the concrete, I take care of the concrete. I have a separate concrete contractor that does all my concrete work. And I take that responsibility. And then once the concrete's done, if there's pavers going on, I've got another guy that does the pavers. and I take on that responsibility as well. And in go the pavers, then the screen goes up. So it's a 1, 2, 3 punch.
Yeah,
it's not like that in the pool business.
Wow.
And then of course by the time we're the last guys in when it comes to a pool, we better be on time.
Yeah, exactly. Because they're ready to go.
Because by that time, everybody's angry.
At that point, they're ready to get in the home. We're talking with Fred Muth here, Tampa Screens and Aluminum on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Fred Muth, a longtime friend of the program, talk about these beautiful properties, additions to your property, that in-between space. And it's the time of the year to really enjoy it right now.
Oh, it is. It's amazing. What I like to do is, obviously in the summertime, it's kind of rough when you're outside, but, we put the fans in. We don't put them in, but we'll put the beams in for the fans. And people will have the air blowing, and people also use them liquid cooling systems that they have out in Orlando.
Yeah,
boy,
that's right.
I like them. I've seen quite a few of them.
That's pretty cool.
And then, of course, that's for the summertime, and then obviously October, November hits. It's the most pleasant time to be outside in your enclosure. The air conditioner goes off. The back doors are open in the house, and then the front door is open. Sometimes they'll put a screen in the front part, and then it's just a wind tunnel going through the house.
Beautiful. I love that. Fresh air.
You're dealing with that at your house, right?
Bringing in the fresh air.
You're screened in the back.
Well, not yet. We haven't. We had to.
You didn't put the screen in the back yet?
No.
Call me.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Exactly.
How about the front? Were you going to put a screen in the front?
No.
No. Okay. You better do something. You got some no-see-ums back there. Don't you?
We got the midges on the lake and all that good stuff.
All them things that keep us in business.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Yeah.
That's
keep us going.
All right. Stay with us here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. We come back more from our expert contributors here in studio. We got Fred Muth in the house. Travis McIntire. We're going to talk about solar here coming up here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. 3D solar and some of the things that are happening as well. We're going to talk about the macro effects, the government regulations, and how they've changed, and how 3D solar is also number 8 as the Tampa Bay Business Journal's Fast 50 here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. And we also have a feel-good story of the day as well. We got a 93-year-old man that makes 300 wooden trucks to donate to local kids for Christmas. Stay with us. Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
Thanks for listening to my daddy's show. For more information, go to consumerqb.com.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-670-7372. Online at consumerqb.com.
Hey, Brandon Rhymes.
All right, this week we're going to talk about something exciting as usual.
We always have something exciting.
Yes, we do.
At least it's exciting to us.
But this is a question that comes up.
TV, hey, it is Friday night. We're not here. Yes, we pre-recorded once again because WeBeam TV is working over in Tampa with Dancing with the Stars.
62 Who Knew. I almost said Professional Mortgage Alliance, Joe's Bar and Grill, but actually it's our 39th week of 62 Who Knew.
We're at the wonderful steampunk event at the Verizon Event Center here in 2019. I think it's still August, right? Yeah. Woo! Can't remember anymore.
Yes. To be able to help businesses to do that part of it. But it's just been a couple of years.
Well, and I've taken the business card files from our business cards.
Entrepreneurs and professionals of Tampa Bay, welcome to your hour for getting the information, the tools, and the connections
Ian
for
Beckles on Radio Influence.
Or you say left-hand white, and then they catch the left-hand white. What it does, it helps you quick with hand-eye coordination. Yeah.
Well, that's kind
as your super connector. We want to introduce you to our 50-plus show partners. We got over 80 categories of expert contributor advice here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, and we want to.
That's where we disagree, but that's okay.
I said nonviolent.
That's okay.
Because, we're one of the only states that don't give them back the right. We've got Jamie Limbaugh. He is from the Next Step image. I love that name because You were telling me earlier.
For the type of republic we actually are is actually very correct. Yet politicians and regular people use these words interchangeably, even though technically they are very different.
If you're an overdoer, overachiever, people pleaser, we tend to neglect ourselves. And even as Sisters Connected here, with Women Unscripted, I know
listening to the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. Online at consumerqb.com.
All right, we're back. Brandon Rhymes here. Consumer Quarterback Show powered by the Platinum MVP team at Keller Realty, helping you win in your real estate business here in Tampa Bay, helping our buyers, sellers, and investors make smart real estate decisions when it comes to their real estate buying, selling, and investing. We would love to talk to you. Check out consumerqb.com, and you can submit an email form right there from our website, consumerqb.com. And this segment is brought to you by Replenish IV Solutions, the science of nutritional balance right here in Tampa Bay. Say hello to Steve and Lisa Gunnan over at Replenish IV Solutions. Make sure you let them know the real estate quarterback sent you. And they offer these awesome vitamin infusions. It's essentially going right into your bloodstream, so it's much more effective than swallowing a handful of pills and vitamins. And Replenish IV Solutions are located on Gandy Boulevard. They've got a location on North Del Mabry as well, close to Bears Avenue, right up there, just on the north side of Tampa. And just a couple days ago, I had a Myers cocktail as well. This time of year, you got the flu season, you got colds coming in. So I went in and got a Myers cocktail, which has vitamin B5 complex in there. It's got vitamin B12, vitamin C, magnesium, calcium. I think they said they added some extra zinc in there for me as well. So the Myers cocktail from Replenish IV Solutions, helping you stay healthy here during this holiday season, this flu season that they call it. Replenish IV Solutions, the science of nutritional balance. Make sure you let them know the real estate quarterback sent you and take them up on special offers and incentives just by mentioning that you're a fan of the Consumer Quarterback Show. And we are back here in studio. Our goal is to help you win. We got a couple of hot property listings. 216 North Spring Boulevard in Tarpon Springs. This is one of my favorite listings right here. This property is a 2-story home. Plenty of upgrades, so many upgrades to mention here. You got a large pool, opportunity to put a pool in the backyard, large backyard, 216 North Spring Boulevard. And it's just got a nice floor plan as well. Great floor plan, updated kitchen, wood flooring in the living areas. You got the tile areas, wet areas are going to have the ceramic tile. Beautiful property here, 216 North Spring Boulevard in Tarpon Springs. It's a great buying opportunity here in Tampa Bay. Check out all of our listings at PlatinumMVPTeam.com.
Somewhere sunny and 75.
All right, let's talk with Travis McIntire here, 3D Solar in the house. What are you seeing out there in terms of when the solar industry? What's happening? Any changes happening?
Explosive growth.
We're
still growing so fast, it's hard to keep up. I did Granite 20 years ago, and this is outpacing that 10-to-1. Never seen anything like it. Because of this, you save people money, which is really nice. We had our Christmas party Friday night, and I was looking around at all the new faces and all the new people. I've been with 3D about 3 years, and just thinking how much things have changed in the business in that 3D Solar over the past 3 years. When I first went there, we were, a little under 2 million. We had probably about 15 people. Now we've got 60 people and approaching 10 million. And just to be a part of that growth and see people that are fulfilling their dreams and goals is really a true pleasure to be around.
Yeah, that's super awesome. And to put something on, it's almost like a moral obligation. I heard like Chet Holmes, he talked about in the sales business back in the day, he talked about moral obligation. If you feel that moral obligation to help people, it's going to drive you even more.
It's funny you say that because David Ringo, the owner of 3D Solar, somebody that I admire David in a lot of ways, and he's a very honest man, and his word is definitely worth more than his wallet. And David's principles just take care of the customer. Mm-hmm. We've hired several new people now as far as to help the overflow with customer service and just take care of people. And when I'm seeing out there, when I've caught a few people, it cost me a couple sales over the past couple weeks, but I'd rather not give the industry a black eye. Yeah. And it was people undersizing the system. And I'll say this out loud on the air. Yeah. An 8 kilowatt system is not going to knock out a $200 electric bill. And if you put a hot water heater on the roof, it's not going to knock out a $200 electric bill. So my best advice is get a hold of a 3D solar advisor. I noticed I said advisor, not sales guy. So we can come in, assess your needs, and see if solar makes sense for you. Do you qualify for the tax credit? There's a lot of variables that come into play there.
Talk about that tax credit, Travis. I think that's a big one.
It's huge. And people are like, oh my gosh, the tax credit's gone away. Well, it's going down from 30 to 26%. That means you'll still save 26% off of your solar when you invest in it. And if you do your roof in the same year that you do the solar, you are eligible for a 26% tax credit on the portion of the roof that solar goes on.
Wow.
These are still huge savings, people.
Yeah.
Yeah. You throw spray foam in there, you can make a big difference.
So the spray foam would be on the interior?
Absolutely. What that'll do, it goes up the inside of the rafters, and it keeps that attic heat from getting just making the whole house too hot.
Right.
So it really makes a big difference. Now, solar itself, when we put the system on, my contractor had brought this to my attention. It can help cool the attic as well because the sun's not beating directly on the roof. It's hitting the solar panels first.
Right.
Not a huge difference, but a little bit.
Yeah. Still going to absorb some of that heat. And that's how it works, right? The photovoltaic. So the sun's rays are coming into those panels.
Correct.
It's being converted at the breaker box, feeding your electric system, even if it's a cloudy day out.
That's exactly. You'll get some on a cloudy day. Some people think, now, we've had a couple phone calls on a full moon night too that people said that, but it doesn't produce during the moon. Just want to let you know that.
Okay.
But as far as during that, you will get some during a cloudy day, not as much as what we'd like, but days like today are just a fantastic producing day.
Yeah.
But people got to remember something. It's when you sign up for solar, it's you're renegotiating your power for the rest of your life that you live in that home.
Exactly.
You're not doing it for Tuesday. You're not doing it for Friday. You're doing it for the rest of the time that you live in the home.
Yeah.
You're going to have good days and bad days, just like life.
Let's talk about that, because we, a lot of times with our expert contributors, we try to do business with people that we do that are on the show, and I can tell you from firsthand experience again about 3D solar. My wife and I put it on our home, and it's one of those decisions that you make. You're saving money right off the bat from a monthly perspective. Plus, after 6, 8 years, 10 years, depending on how aggressively you pay down that debt, you're going to be having no electric bill, no electricity bill at all on your property.
And the savings are staggering. If you're going to be in your home for 20 to 30 years, my gosh, you can save $60,000 to $90,000 to $100,000 over that time period.
Yeah.
Because what are you going to do? I mean, I ask people this when I sit down and talk to them. When are you going to pay off your Duke bill? And they just look at me like I'm an idiot. I'm like, you'll never pay off your Duke bill. That's exactly right. And that's exactly what Duke wants you to do.
Yeah.
The CEO of Duke made $21 million last year.
Yeah, exactly.
And here's what I'm thinking. If you save, an average homeowner will probably save about $1,000 a year. No one's going to save that $1,000. They say they will, but they won't. They're going to go spend half of it. But isn't it better to put half of that back in the economy rather than put it in the pocket of a rich person that's already rich?
Yeah.
Doesn't make sense, does it?
Yeah, exactly.
So that's why owning your system is the way to do it. Rooftop solar.
Yeah.
Now, TECO, FPL, Duke, I mean, they're building their own solar fields. But what people don't understand is when you plug into that, you're still subject to rate increases. Your rate is not going to stay consistent, and you don't own the system.
Yeah.
With solar, you truly own the system.
Yeah.
But word of the wise, make sure it's sized properly. That's the key. And that your expectations are going to be met. And that's the problem with salespeople, because nobody comes trained in this business because it's so new. So you got to hand train people. And sometimes they bring some bad habits that you got to kind of get out of them.
Right.
Such as maybe expand on the truth a little bit too much.
We're talking with Travis McIntire here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. 3D Solar is the company based here in Tampa Bay Business Journal's top 50, number 8 on that list. Fast 50 is the list, and local consultation. So let's talk about the consultation process, Travis, and then we'll make an offer as well to our listeners. So if someone wants to sit down with you, talk to us about how that would happen.
Absolutely. I try to make it as simple as I can. I don't go in there with sales pitches because I consider me and my sales team trusted advisors. So I'm going to come in and sit down and talk to them and say, okay, let's take a look at your electric bill. And then before we start throwing sales pitches at you, I'm going to ask you a question. What's your goal? What do you want me to do? How can I help you?
Yeah.
And then I'm going to ask you, how old's your roof? Is there spray foam consideration? Because sometimes it's better to have a whole package rather than just trying to sign this contract so I can make money and go to the next house.
Right.
So to me, it's a huge responsibility, because when I'm at your house, I want to see the neighbor on the left and the neighbor on the right and the neighbor across the street after we're done. And if I'm not, I want the homeowner to pull me to the side and say, what did I do wrong so I can make it better on the next time?
Yeah. Yeah, I like that. So let's do an offer here. Text the word solar. We're going to set you up with a consultation with Travis McIntire. 3D Solar. All you have to do is text the word solar to our consumer advocate hotline. Text solar to 813-670-7372. We'll put you in touch with Travis McIntire, 3D Solar. Again, Tampa Bay Business Journal's Fast 50. They're growing leaps and bounds every year, and they're doing it by doing quality service with trusted advisors in the field, helping you understand your buying decisions, helping you understand how solar can help you eliminate at some point your electricity bill. Text solar to 813-670-7372. And if you're on the website, you can go to consumerqb.com. Just submit the email form there from consumerqb.com. And of course, we'll put you in touch with Travis and his team. And it's a no pressure approach, right, Travis?
Absolutely not. I don't allow that whatsoever. I don't want to hear a sales pitch, because if you really explain it properly, you take your time and ask the customer, what can I do to help you, and get their point of view rather than say what you read in a sales pitch book, then you're going to find out how to help them. And
That's right.
It's an overwhelming responsibility, not only for 3D Solar to represent the right way, but the solar industry in general.
That's right. All right, good stuff. More from Travis McIntire here, 3D Solar on the Consumer Quarterback Show. We got Fred Muth in the house as well. Tampa screens and aluminum, and our feel-good story as well. Find out about this real-life who some are calling a real-life Santa Claus right here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Follow us online at Brandon Rhymes1 on Instagram and Twitter, the Consumer Quarterback Show page out there as well. And check out that Ken Shamrock event on eventbrite.com coming up. Antonio Tarver, Ken Shamrock, Wednesday, January 8th. We'll be right back after this short break. Don't go anywhere.
Hey, this is Grant Cardone, and you're listening to Consumer Quarterback Show, hosted by my friend Brandon Rhymes. Do not touch that dial. I'll come right through the radio and grab your throat.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-670-7372. Online at consumerqb.com.
All right, this week we're going to talk about something exciting as usual.
We always have something exciting.
Yes, we do.
At least it's exciting to us.
But this is a question that comes up.
TV, hey, it is Friday night. We're not here. Yes, we pre-recorded once again because WeBeam TV is working over in Tampa with Dancing with the Stars.
62 who knew. I almost said Professional Mortgage Alliance Joe's Bar and Grill, but actually it's our 39th week. 62 who knew.
We're at the wonderful steampunk event at the Verizon Event Center here in 2019. I think it's still August, right? Yeah. Woo! Can't remember anymore.
To be able to help businesses to do that part of it. But it's just been a couple of years.
Well, and I've taken the business card files from our business cards and made
Entrepreneurs and professionals of Tampa Bay, welcome to your hour for getting the information, the tools, and the connections
Ian
for
Beckles on Radio Influence.
Or you say left-hand white, and then they catch the left-hand white. What it does, it helps you quick with hand-eye coordination. Yeah.
Well, that's kind
as your super connector. We want to introduce you to our 50-plus show partners. We got over 80 categories of expert contributor advice here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, and we want to
That's where we disagree, but that's okay.
I said nonviolent.
That's okay.
Because, you know, we're one of the only states that don't give them back the right. Got Jamie Limbaugh. He is from the Next Step image. I love that name because you were telling me earlier.
For the type of republic we actually are is actually very correct. Yet politicians and regular people use these words interchangeably, even though technically they are very different.
If you're an overdoer, overachiever, people pleaser, we tend to neglect ourselves. And even as Sisters Connected here, you know, with Women Unscripted, I know.
listening to the Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, online at consumerqb.com. Brandon is Tampa Bay's #1 consumer advocate for real estate and financial advice. Call Brandon today at 813-670-7372.
And we're back. Brandon Rhymes here, Consumer Quarterback Show, powered by the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. Our goal is to help you win in your real estate deals. I'm a published author and professional speaker and a top realtor in the area. Check out our book on Amazon, Become the MVP in Your Industry by Surfing the Radio Waves. We kind of wrote that book as a prequel to our business that we launched with Shamrock. I'm a business partner with Ken Shamrock in the Business Growth Celebrity Academy as well. Teaching you how to grow your micro celebrity is the name of the game there. So we're back here in studio. Our goal is to be your consumer advocate. We've got Fred Muth in the house, Tampa Screens and Aluminum, as well as Travis McIntire representing 3D Solar. And this segment is brought to you by Brothers Easy Moving, the official moving partner of the Consumer Quarterback Show, Brothers Easy Moving. And I can tell you from firsthand experience, they are a first-class organization. They do a great job with their either a local move or a long-distance move. And I can tell you from firsthand experience, they moved my family. It was a pleasure to work with them. They showed up with overwhelming force, and we just got the house moved, and could not be happier, could not highly recommend even any bit more than Brothers Easy Moving here, the Consumer Quarterback Show. Let them know the Real Estate Quarterback sent you. Take them up on special offers and incentives just by mentioning that you're a fan of the Consumer Quarterback Show. And reminder to save the date, Wednesday, January 8th, benefiting the Wounded Warriors. We've got an event coming up here in Tampa Bay at Florida Firearms Academy in Tampa on January 8th, 7 to 10 p.m. It's going to be Ken Shamrock in the house, Antonio Tarver, 5-time world boxing champion. He was the star of the movie Rocky sequel. I think it was Rocky 5. Also Ken Shamrock, UFC Hall of Famer, WWF wrestling legend as well. VIP meet and greet opportunities. Check out eventbrite.com for tickets. And we're going to have DJ, food, networking, and all types of cool stuff happening there at Florida Firearms Academy on Wednesday, January 8th, coming up just around the corner. And our goal is to help you in your real estate business as well. A couple of hot listings here. I want to let you know about 15676 Mahoney Drive. If you're looking for acreage, I've got 9 acres here in Spring Hill at 15676 Mahoney Drive. Gorgeous land here. This is some prime opportunity to build, and a great opportunity in Tampa Bay. If you want that that rural type of living, and there's wildlife, all types of deer and birds and all types of cool opportunity here. 15676 Mahoney Drive, Spring Hill is a great opportunity. Also, $2 million property listing at 4348 Harbor Point Drive in Port Richey. Now, this property is 6,700 square feet. Palace right on the water. Now, bring your boat to this gorgeous property at 4348 Harbor Point Drive in Port Richey, and it's perfect for that outdoorsman, the people maybe you like to throw events at your home, have some parties, invite some business folks over, mastermind sessions as well. This is a great opportunity. Private security as well. There's 2 security gates in the community. So before you even get on the street, 4348 Harbor Point Drive, you got 2 security gates to get through. Beautiful property. Check out all of our listings at PlatinumMVPTeam.com. That's PlatinumMVPTeam.com. All right. So in studio today, Fred Muth, Tampa Screens and Aluminum, talking about adding these beautiful screen rooms and all the different areas in Tampa Bay. I talk a lot about the different listings that we have, the different areas that we've had. Sure. You're putting these screen rooms on homes from Port Richey area out east to Riverview, down south into the beaches. What's your favorite areas in Tampa Bay?
Well, I try to limit myself to 3 counties at this point.
Yeah.
When I got into this industry in 1992, I worked from Orlando to the beach, east to west, and from Ocala down to Okeechobee. That was the territory that I covered. So at this point, I stay within Hillsborough, Pasco, and occasionally I do get into Pinellas.
Okay.
But it's just impossible to go beyond that. The company covers much more than that territory, but I'm not the guy to cover it all. I do what I can to cover it all, cover what I can. Good question. But, during the break, which was a long break, by the way, I was going to sell you a screen room during that break.
I would have bought from you. I like your attitude.
I was thinking about there's a community called K-Bar Ranch up in New Tampa. I don't know if you're familiar with it.
Yes,
you
sir.
probably,
Yes,
I know you are. You have
Ranch.
to be. K-Bar Ranch. Because when we started working that community as it came out of the ground. It's New Tampa. It's off of Cross Creek. And as you pull in, you can get a view of the entire community. And if you go in the beginning of the month, you may see maybe 40% of the homes have your product on the roof.
Outstanding.
Come by 2 weeks later, 60% of them have your product on the roof.
Yeah.
And it's to the point now when you pull in, it looks like a solar farm.
Isn't that great?
You've been spending some time up there, haven't you?
Oh, I love it. It's so fun to see it develop.
And then I say, geez, I better get in there and sell some more screen rooms because that's obviously the attraction is the solar panels on the roofs. It's a beautiful community, but I don't know what it is with that community. I think there's more up there than anywhere that I've seen.
They have a couple in Orlando too. They're starting to take track.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Does it have to do with the geographical location because of direct sunlight up there?
Yeah, sometimes it builder incentives as well.
Mm-hmm.
But the one problem with that though is they're putting 6 and 7Ks on there, which is a smaller system. I like to give a couple months of usage to see how the customer's usage is before I start to build the system, because otherwise they're going to have to add more when they may not.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. That's free sunshine. Yeah. We got to do something
exactly.
with it.
Harness the power, man.
Instead of burning up our skin, let's light up the house.
Yeah, exactly. So many great areas, and especially when you look at the single family homes, you've got a lake access or a lake, property, lake view, beach view. Add that screen room on, it's adding, exponential amount of money to the value of the property.
There's no doubt about it. And people, customer will say to me, can I recover this on a sale? And it's not a question you really can answer. Mm-hmm. I try to tell people that it will enhance the sale on a resale. Tremendous curb appeal. Mm-hmm. If your neighbor's house is identical to yours and you have the enclosure on the back and they both go up for sale, yours is probably going to sell first.
Yeah. And we'll get them to talk to Ray. We'll get them to talk to Ray Hall over there.
Right. Get the whole gang in here, right?
Yeah. We'll get Ray Hall involved and Ray the appraiser.
Ray, Freddie DeFelice, the water guy. How many other guys do we know? Oh,
right.
Connor.
Get you set up,
Connor Keller, the bug man. I think
Termite
the show.
Pest Control,
the show is going to air on Friday. I worked the last show with him. He's a piece of work to work with. I like working with him. He's comical, very dry,
super smart, very knowledgeable. All the different areas of termites and the rodents and insect IQ.
It's a nice marketing group. It's a very beneficial group, and thank you for putting this together.
Yeah, hey, my pleasure. I enjoy it. It's a pleasure to work with you guys. Such high quality, salespeople, men and women, attorneys, CPAs, financial advisors, home services, all types of great services here with the show, and it's that. I always say the hub of the financial wheel, the business wheel, the real estate wheel, all those spokes extending out. Representing our preferred partners.
When we come in to do the show, we don't know who we're going to share the mic with.
Yeah.
That's the surprise I like.
Yeah, that's cool.
Mm-hmm. It works.
Exactly. Yeah, it could be. You might be talking with Heather Locke, for example. She's our fitness expert, has her location in Dunedin. Mm-hmm. You've got Diane Vance, the Fairway Independent Mortgage, awesome mortgage partner. And lots of ways. And that's the idea with the show is that, we started it over 7, how Facebook pops up those time hops. It's like, 6 years ago, this is what you did. I pulled it up. I was interviewing 6 years ago this week, I guess it was. I was interviewing then St. Petersburg Mayor Bill Foster.
Okay.
So there's a flashback for you.
Wow.
St. Petersburg Mayor Bill Foster back in the day. But over 6 years now doing the show, and it's a lot of fun. We love it. We meet a lot of awesome people. We get to refer great people, great partners when it comes to, and it's around that center of real estate is the hub. Real estate is the hub here. And if you just joined us, we're talking with Fred Muth, Tampa Screens and Aluminum. We got Travis McIntire in studio as well, 3D Solar. But talk about that, for example, what a driver real estate is to our economy, not only local, but national.
Absolutely. And then this state of Florida, Travis and I, we're selling the greatest product out there for the state. Obviously, you got a lot of sun here, and everybody wants a lanai.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've used mine.
Great combination.
Okay. Love my lanai.
Mm-hmm. I hope so.
Absolutely.
You better say that on the air.
Yes, sir. I will.
So, Fred, let's see. Do we have any pictures as well we can put up on the screen for our TV show version?
I think they're in the system, aren't they?
We got Rob's got probably has some. I think
I believe he does.
He's got the website there.
The evolution of the cage, right there.
Check that one out.
That to me, I think that's one of the nicest things that we've been working with over the past couple of years. Panoramic view pool enclosures, where it eliminates a lot of the uprights and chair rails, and you get to see more of what's behind your cage.
Yeah.
As opposed to the construction of the cage.
That's a gorgeous view.
I think that's just absolutely beautiful. And I've sold quite a few of them. And this is the Renaissance product, which is also, it's an upgraded product regarding, it's a pergola style product. It is much more expensive than a standard screen room, but for every Jack, there's a Jill. There's somebody out there that wants that product.
Sure.
And we get a lot of call for it. And I haven't sold one, I'll be honest with you. But Ricky, he's nailed down one or two, I think. And he's very proud of that, by the way.
Yeah.
He should be.
Kind of gives you a little bit more of almost like a South Beach feel, a little bit more modern type of feel.
It's taken off and very well in the Miami area. It's taken off very well in the Naples area.
Yeah.
And it's taken off fairly well in the Sarasota area.
Very cool.
And I believe a lot of that has to do with the income. They're very wealthy,
more affluent,
wealthy areas. So that may be why it hasn't taken off as well up here yet, but it will.
Absolutely. All right, stay with us. When we come back, more from our expert contributors here. We got Fred Muth in the house, Travis McIntire, 3D Solar, and our feel-good story of the day. Find out about this real-life Santa Claus here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. 300 wooden trucks donated by a local man up in Pennsylvania. So stay with us right here. Consumer Quarterback Show, ConsumerQB.com.
This is Warwick Dunn, and you're listening to the Real Estate Quarterback Show hosted by my man, Brandon Rhymes.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-670-7372. Online at ConsumerQB.com. Ian Beckles.
All right, this week we're going to talk about something exciting as usual.
We always have something exciting.
Yes, we do.
At least it's exciting to us.
But this is a question that comes up.
TV, hey, it is Friday night. We're not here. Yes, we pre-recorded once again because WeBeam TV is working over in Tampa with Dancing with the Stars.
62 Who Knew. I almost said Professional Mortgage Alliance, Joe's Bar and Grill. But actually, it's our 39th week. 62 Who Knew.
We're at the wonderful steampunk event at the Verizon Event Center here in 2019. I think it's still August, right? Yeah. Woo! Can't remember it.
Ask an attorney about Florida law.
Yes. To be able to help businesses to do that part of it. But it's just been a couple of years.
Well, and I've taken the business card files from our business cards and made
Entrepreneurs and professionals of Tampa Bay, welcome to your hour for getting the information, the tools, and the connections
Ian
for
Beckles on Radio Influence.
Or you say left hand white, and then they catch the left hand white. What it does, it helps you quick with hand-eye coordination. Yeah.
Well, that's kind
As your super connector, we want to introduce you to our 50-plus show partners. We got over 80 categories of expert contributor advice here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, and we want to.
That's where we disagree, but that's okay.
I said nonviolent.
That's okay.
Because, we're one of the only states that don't give them back their right. Got Jamie Limbaugh. He is from the Next Step image. I love that name because you were telling me earlier.
For the type of republic we actually are is actually very correct. Yet politicians and regular people use these words interchangeably, even though technically they are very different.
If you're an overdoer, overachiever, people pleaser, we tend to neglect ourselves. And even as Sisters Connected here, with Women Unscripted, I know.
listening to the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. Online at consumerqb.com.
And we're back. Brandon Rhymes here, Consumer Quarterback Show. This segment is brought to you by Taps Restaurant, the official restaurant partner of the Consumer Quarterback Show. Is Taps Restaurant, located at the International Plaza on Bay Street. It's Taps Restaurant Bar and Lounge, and excellent food, very friendly staff, and an awesome ambiance right there. I love that, going to lunch over there, hanging out at that International Plaza Mall, doing some people watching. It's just a really cool scenery right there at Taps Restaurant. You've got the outdoor patio where your dogs are welcome as well, so you can bring your furry friends, and you've got happy hour from 2 to 7 p.m. You got late night happy hour on Mondays. Excellent food, wonderful ambiance, very friendly staff. Check out Taps Restaurant and let them know the Real Estate Quarterback sent you. Excellent burgers as well. They've got some really good fish dishes as well, and the bowls. Really good food. Taps Restaurant. Let them know the Real Estate Quarterback sent you. And we're back here in studio every day. We're going to tell you something positive in our feel-good story of the day.
Tell me something good.
All right, so you got a 93-year-old man who spends all year making hundreds of wooden toys by hand to ensure that he has enough toys for local children to enjoy Christmas. Ed Higginbotham made 300 wooden trucks this year from his home workshop in Georges Township, Pennsylvania. State Trooper Robert Broadwater picked up the toys last week. The police department will distribute the trucks to preschool and other groups in the community. According to Pennsylvania State Police, Higginbotham is donating homemade toys to children for Christmas for several years, and he's quoted as saying, "It's just something that I enjoy doing, and now that I make somebody else happy, and if that's Santa Claus, then I'm Santa Claus." So it's a real life example of a Santa Claus there. So pretty cool. That's a really awesome idea for that gentleman to do. Probably fill his time too, helps him fill his time. Love the stories. Love those feel-good stories on the show.
Yeah,
awesome.
Wooden trucks.
All right, we got Fred Muth in the house. Tampa Screens and Aluminum. Travis McIntire, 3D Solar. Travis, we were talking a little bit about what's some of the origination of solar. It's kind of something that's counterintuitive, man, how far it goes back.
I was surprised. 1839, you had a French physicist, Alexander Edmond Becquerel, was experimenting by putting an electrode in electrolyte solution. Then sunlight hit it when it was on the table, and he noticed that voltage had been created, and that's how it got started.
Photovoltaic back in the
awesome?
day.
Yeah.
Wow. Now, when was it really harvested and used?
Probably more to 50s, 60s. It started 70s, and then International Space Station that has the solar panels. Remember Skylab had solar panels.
Wow.
So solar's been around for a while. It's just some of the larger companies that oil and gas, they don't want solar to come out because we're going to take some profits.
Yeah.
But we need to do something to ensure the longevity of the planet. So people do the solar and give 3D solar
these guys they're making record profits anyways. They don't pay any taxes. A lot of them, the bigger companies, don't pay taxes. And that's what's mind-boggling to me, how we allow that to happen.
Well, it is. And plus the consumer, they have to get used to a new reality. Solar. Yeah. Get used to it because that's where your power is going to come from. Put it on your roof and save some money.
Yeah, absolutely. You get it paid off. You're saving money from the get-go. The way that you guys structure it makes it such a an awesome way to save money monthly.
Correct.
So right off the bat, you're saving money.
Absolutely.
And then you pay it off. You have an opportunity to get the rebates back. So you get the tax rebates. You're paying it off, and then after what's your typical payback? 6 to 8 years, 10 years?
10.2 would be the average, depending on the size of the system. 10.2.
Okay. And depending on the rate too, like that's the thing I always talk about. I used to be, I started off in the financial services industry as a mortgage broker, and back in the day we'd sit down and say, okay, well if you got a 22% credit card, you pay that off, and we would do a refinance back in 02, 03, but those were the days I kind of got my start in that industry. But you look at attacking the debt that has the highest rate. Mm-hmm. So these loan programs that you have, and that's a great plus as well, is that it's financeable.
Absolutely. And we earned the right to have a 2.99 interest rate for 20 years. That's unheard of. And people think you're up to something. There's no prepaid penalty.
Yeah.
It's fully transferable to a new homeowner. And at 2.99, even the cash buyer starts to think, maybe I should just do this with no prepaid penalty.
Why would you? Right.
That's what they're doing. I love it because I'm saving people money. And I feel so good leaving the house because I know I've knocked out their electric bill. I'm going to put money back in their pocket, and I've reduced their carbon footprint big time. So Mother Earth, I made it better for you.
I got to imagine imagine you're getting referrals hand over fist too, man. Just
Read my
lots
reviews.
of referrals.
Read my reviews online. And,
Yeah.
and it's because I call people back. I do what I say, and I follow up, and that's all you got to do.
Exactly. How big a part is that? There's a real estate, Keller Williams, of course, is big on training. There was a real estate agent that came into our office, and he was from a different market center, but his team did, I want to say, 262 deals, 282 deals with a team of 5. And the big takeaway was call your clients, stay in touch with your clients, ask them for referrals, have socials, do different types of gratitude parties for them. And that's something that we've really adopted. But that's such a key indicator because it's so hard to get a new client versus taking care of your previous clients and asking for referrals.
It's extremely difficult, and you're going to earn that referral because solar's hard. And if a salesperson thinks, oh, an easy sale, you're in the wrong business.
Yeah.
Because you're going to earn your money in this business. But
That's
it's
right.
such a pleasure to take an honest approach to it. Ethics, honesty, and integrity is David Ringo's philosophy. And if
That's
you don't
right.
have that, you don't work for us.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of bad people out there doing some bad things in solar. Just buyer beware. Just make sure you get a few estimates, at least 3. Make sure 3D is one of them.
Yeah.
And you'll find out real quick who you want to work with.
Yeah. And that leads us to a good point of our lightning round.
The lightning round.
I am so good at lightning rounds.
I majored in lightning round.
All right, here we go. Top tips, nuggets of advice, parting words of wisdom. Mr. Fred Muth, Tampa Screens and Aluminum.
I don't know that I can top that last segment. That I'm set back listening to that. That's pretty good. I like that.
Yeah.
But all in all, in the construction business, I urge homeowners to make sure you ask a lot of questions. The questions that come at the estimator are very beneficial to the estimator as well. And some people feel apprehensive about asking questions. Ask away. In our business, we love it. Tampa Screens and Aluminum, they welcome the questions because it really makes our job easier. When you ask the questions, there's no surprise on the back end. I say that all the time. I repeat it, but I thoroughly believe that should be done. I know construction projects that I've been involved with at home where questions were not asked, and boy, surprises are hard to swallow at that point.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I feel that way, being a homeowner myself. Check things like ground elevations. If they're going to pour concrete on your lot, make sure you ask the question: how is what's going to be the effect of the less percolation on the lot now that there's concrete? Where's the water going to go?
Yeah.
And people don't think about that, but that's a big concern, especially down here in Florida. Florida has water issues. If it's not there, it's going to be over there. If it's not there or there, it's going to be in somebody's basement, or I'm sorry, not basement, garage, or on the inside of the house. So you have to be very aware of that particular circumstance, as well as other things in our industry.
Yeah, good point,
Ask
Fred.
away.
Good point, man. Travis McIntire, 3D Solar.
Excellent point, Fred. Excellent job. One thing I definitely want people to know is that as the population continues to explode in Florida, they're going to have to build new utility lines. They're going to have new transfer stations, blah, blah, blah. People's rates are only going to go up. Secure your rate now. Stop renting and start owning your electricity, and work with 3D Solar so you get the savings that you deserve.
Absolutely. All right, I'm going to talk about the GOSPA model of goal setting. It's that time of year a lot of people are talking about goal setting. There's a model called GOSPA, so it's GOSPA, right? So the goals, objectives, strategies, priorities, and actions is the GOSPA model of goal setting. So it's helping you. The idea is to think and slow down and think with a greater precision. So slow thinking versus long-term thinking, and then also the more right things, less of the wrong things, right? So goals, obviously, it's a specific. You want it to be a specific, measurable, time-mounted results, and that are going to help you achieve your success. Objectives are, think of those as interim goals that you'll achieve as you reach your larger overarching goal, right? Rungs on the ladder as you're climbing that ladder to success. Strategies are going to vary depending on the application. So you're going to increase sales activities depending on the strategy. Priorities are going to be activities that are more important than others. So then you're applying the 80-20 rule. So the GOSPA is apply the 80-20 rule. So to everything, you're going to have 20% of your actions that are going to lead to 80% of your success. And that's where you're going to see your focus go. Where your focus goes, your energy is going to flow. And that's where you want that to go. So rule number 1 in business is that every 1 minute spent in planning equals 10 minutes saved in execution. So making sure you're planning out your day, planning out your strategies that you're going to implement as well, and being specific and measurable with them. So that's your goals, objectives, strategies, priorities, and actions, better known as the GOSPA model of goal planning. All right, let's do another round here, Fred. Give me some more top tips, nuggets of advice, parting words of wisdom.
Well, it's the time of the year. time of year, Christmas is here. Everybody enjoy themselves. Be safe. Be careful. Drinking and driving, not good. Texting and driving, not good.
That's right.
Okay, get in the car, drive the car. Unless you have a car that drives itself.
There you go. Yeah.
And Happy New Year to everybody, because I don't think I'll be working another show this year. I'll be working.
Awesome. Likewise. Same to you, man. That's awesome. Travis McIntire, 3D Solar.
Something I've been studying a lot on. Control your thoughts in the morning. The first 15 seconds of your day is going to dictate how your day goes. Don't start in a negative way. Stop the negativity. Start thinking positive, and you'll get positive results.
I like that. Yeah, I've heard it said also as control the bookends of the day.
Yes, sir.
The bookends as you're squeezing everything together. So that first 15 minutes, the last 15 minutes, those are where you can really focus your ideas, focus your goals. And a lot of times, if you focus on the gratitude side, what are you grateful for? Sending out love and prayers to those that you love and care for. That's really something that's going to help you control the middle of the day, because during the middle of the day, we know the phone's going to ring, things are going to happen, deals are going to fall out, whatever happens in your business, you come to expect that. But what you can control are those two bookends of the day. So I love that idea, Travis, of starting off the day with the positive momentum. Also, you can take 15 minutes and read something that's going to enrich your life, something that's going to make you just a bit smarter in your field, helping you invest in your career, helping you invest in your life, and it's something that you can do as well. So, hey, another great show today. I want to thank Fred Muth, Tampa Screens and Aluminum, Travis McIntire, 3D Solar, all of our listeners, our viewers out there of our TV show version, as well on Apple TV, Amazon Fire TV, Roku, if you're watching. And we want you to please go out there and consider committing a random act of kindness, something as simple as volunteering some time, donating blood, packing up some food or clothing, carrying it with you to and from your commute, handing it to that person that you see in need. Be a force for good in the community and do something kind for one another. Follow us online at Brandon Rhymes 1 on Instagram and Twitter, and of course the Consumer Quarterback Show page out there. And check out that Eventbrite page for our Ken Shamrock event, Antonio Tarver event coming up on Wednesday, January 8th. And we'll see you there. Have a good time, and we'll see you next time right here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, ConsumerQB.com.
You've been listening to the Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes. Whether it's real estate, consumer, or financial advice, let Brandon call your next play. Contact Brandon Rhymes at 813-670-7372. That's 813-670-7372. Online at ConsumerQB.com. And join us next time for the Consumer Quarterback Show.